talk about a freaking score. So I was digging through this box of parts I got for $300, and I just got bored and pulled this crank out. I messaged the dude because I couldn't quite remember, and I was like, "Is this a 7 or 800 crank?" And he said it was a 800 crank, but to verify, I grabbed this wrist pin, which I know fits a 700. Which this is a bad crank, just something I had laying around. You put it in this crank, and it is far too small. Now the reason for that is obviously the 800 cranks have a larger diameter wrist pin. So this is an easy way to check if you have a 7 or 800 crank, if you happen to have a wrist pin bearing laying around for a 700, or vice versa. If you have one for 800, you'll be able to tell if it's a 700 because it'd be too big. However, just playing around with these, I don't know if you guys can hear this, but that's what a bad bearing sounds like. Every one of these bearings is buttery smooth, has no up and down play. This is actually a good crank. That'll fit like a 2000, 2005, 800 big block. Let's say that non-vest motor, and also my orange Pro XR. So that's super cool. This right here is way worth the $300 I paid for this tote and everything. That is awesome. So that's sick. Well, apparently we're working on the Pro X now. And the 800 in one of the wedge chassis is put on hold for the moment. I don't know if I showed you guys this a little bit in a different video, but we're going to go over it a little bit more right now. So this is a 2003 Pro X 440 race chassis, virtually brand new. It had somewhere between 5 and 10 miles on it when the guy that owned it originally parted it out, because the 440 crank locked up like almost immediately, and he just stripped it. I ended up buying the bulkhead and tunnel off him probably 4 or 5 years ago. I started piecing it together. The hood is not my fault. I did not put that on there. It came with the sled this go around. But I sold it one of my great purges, and I recently bought it back. So we're gonna get back to trying to complete this sled and get it up and ripping before winter time. So I guess we'll pull this ugly hood off and look underneath. So a lot of the parts on this thing, like the front suspension and a lot of the steering components, all came from a Pro X2 I parted out. So pretty cool. Pro X2 was not rider forward at all, and you can see here they modified it, built this plate here and moved the steering post forward, similar to how the 03 440 or my 04 XR 800 would be. So you don't have to go out and buy all the fancy stuff. If you're a little handy with the welder, you can do it yourself. Air box, not entirely sure if that's for a small block or a big block, or it's either Pro X or Edge. Not really sure. Let's see here. It does fit, kind of. I don't know. We'll get into that later. So before I sold this, I actually had a 700 vest mocked up, fitted up in this thing. God, it's dirty now. This was spotless when I sold it. But I had 700 vest motor in it before I sold it. Oh, I'm missing a link. Boop. That sucks. So that's a bummer. I knew I was missing everything inside the chain case, but I should have some parts coming for that. Did not know I was missing the link here for the steering. There's the shock tower brace. But I think I might put the 700 vest. I was kind of thinking about putting in a wedge, but I think I might put the 700 vest in this Pro X 440 chassis. And to do that, today I got lucky and scored a set of big block Pro X engine straps. And if you're ever curious about that, part number 5246235. And then it'll be the same part number but ends in a 6 for the other side. Those are for a 7 or 800 into a Pro X chassis. Yeah, I don't know, that chain case covers too. It's not to the sled. I do have a, I believe, a lower gear, a chain, and a chain tensioner on the way for this thing. I got a bunch of top gears, so I'll figure that part out. I'm just trying to get over how filthy this thing is. There's some card boots. I wonder if these are for a Pro X or what the hell these are off of. I don't know. No fuel pump. That's where the fuel pump should have been. There's no, oh, that is the oil tank. So that must be off the Pro X too. Can't for the life of me remember about a reservoir. It might just be an inline one that's off the hose. Probably is. So whereas like an older sled would have a bottle of this, just like this. Hell yeah, it's got the bottle right there. So now that I'm looking at it, it comes up, goes down. I don't know where the hell it would hook up to. I'll figure all that stuff out later, but for now, I guess I don't even know what to do. Probably clean this thing up because it is freaking filthy. It's disgusting. It's grossing me out. Well, that's a bummer. Master cylinder's locked up, won't return. Crap. So I guess I'm gonna need one of these. I don't know. This thing's gonna be a freaking nightmare. I did go through and I found the correct drive shaft that will go in this sled. So that's cool. Got that figured out. Got these figured out. But this was a big thing. I was worried I wouldn't have a drive shaft. But I measured out because these Pro X's and Edges, I knew there was something different. I just didn't know what. So I got on Facebook, you know, who knows the difference. They told me they're shorter. So I pulled out a bunch of drive shafts I had. I measured them. This one is approximate, right at half an inch shorter than, let's say, something that would come out of that 2000 RMK or the 99 XC sitting out there. So I had a good point of reference because I had just pulled drive shaft out of the XC. So that'll go in this, which means I'll be prepped up, good to go, throw a track in it, and then we can move forward, suspension, all that stuff. Okay, I'm just kind of test fitting stuff right now. That's not exactly where the engine will sit. Overall, it'll be probably another inch and a half lower. I didn't even take the old straps off the motor. So it's just kind of chilling. I'm kind of trying to get an idea what I'm going to do for my exhaust. This is a SLP single. Unfortunately, it's for an Edge chassis. I don't have any exhaust for a Pro X. So I'm trying to figure out what will be easiest for me to use to get an exhaust in this. I'm not afraid to cut and angle things a little bit different because, you know, you got a TIG welder, little wire feed. It's not a big deal to modify them a little bit. Might lose, you know, 2-3 horsepower, whatever, but it'll be functional. So that's if there's a power difference at all. Because I mean, you got to think SLP made white pipes at different angles too. So stuff like that, you know, different chassis, stuff like that. But just kind of checking it out, having a look at it. The biggest issue here with Edge pipes is shock tower clearance. Like I said, the motor is not sitting where it's going to be. It is going to be about inch and a half lower. Right now it looks okay. It's sitting on the plastic, but you can always get around that. I can make a little bracket to lift it up. And something else you have to take into account is this right here. because I have used edge pipes on Pro X's before, and usually the cross brace does get in the way. So I've had those modified where they run underneath the pipe and all kinds of stuff like that. The last set of twins I had coming out were CPI twins from an edge, and I had them on a Pro XR. And the pipe would come out and it would go this way and then cut back in around the shock tower. Whereas the only twin pipes I have for, let's say, an edge chassis are these SLPs. They're a straight shot, and I'm not entirely sure how those will fit on here, right? The SLP single stock for a edge, obviously, were like this, came way out, and on a Pro X chassis, this corner was much, much tighter. So the pipe would come out and then it hugged the motor much closer. So it would have been like here rather than way out here. Completely different exhaust between the two from the same manufacturer. Granted, they're the same motor. Everyone thinks a Pro X is an edge chassis, but they are very, very, very different. So I might be able to make these work. Might be able to make this work. Or if I feel like just completely bastardizing some pipes, I have these HTGs. It does have a dent there, but I can always pop that out. I got these HTG twin pipes here. I have a set of PSI twins in the Stingers. I got PSI twins center dumps I could use. So really I have a lot of different options. I actually, well, I don't know how well that would work. See, these are all like Gen 2 wedge style pipes. I also have an SLP complete full setup single out of a Gen 2. And don't worry, the Ruglins are safe. I would never chop a set of LRM pipes. But any of those, I would be pretty confident and not worry too much about chopping up. Man, I don't know what to do. So some other stuff, I've kind of been doing like a little bit of mental inventory on this thing. I basically really need to find like a blown up Pro X that I can just yard sale and take what I need from it, because I don't even have a wiring harness for this or anything. I'm really regretting ever selling my Pro X stuff back in the day, because I had like, I can't remember, 3 or 4, I think it might have been 5 Pro X's that were just parts, and that's including this one. So yeah, I had everything I would ever need, and now I don't. So that's a little frustrating. But you know how it is. You kind of get tired of projects and you say, to hell with all this, and yeet, right out the door, somebody else takes them on. And most of the time nobody actually does anything with these. So that was kind of the case with this one, and that's how I ended up with the back. So main hang-ups is I need wiring. I need the steering link from the steering post to the rack up here. I'm missing that link. I need chain case stuff, which, like I said earlier, I have lower gear, tensioner, chain, and what I forgot to mention was I do have a cover on the way for this thing. Need an exhaust. I don't think I need any suspension parts, because we'll go look real quick. Man, it's just been nasty out lately. A bunch of junkers. I'm trying to give this away for free. Got a couple people saying they want it, but no one's shown up yet. Should have this sold. Hopefully somebody comes picks it up. Junk Pro X2 seat. I'll never use that, so if anybody needs it, I'll probably sell it. So I have this rear skid, but it looks like it is missing some parts. Not entirely sure. So, I mean, the shocks are here, but oh, that's stuck in there. Anyways, looks like the shock would connect there to the torque arm. Rear shock, missing a link and a wheel. So that might not be, oh, and a spring, I guess. Might not be too bad to put together. I'm pretty sure I have some springs and stuff. I might have some more Pro X skid parts. We'll go have a look in my shed. Cracks me up every time I come to the yard. He runs straight to the ball. Get it, Aspen, get it. Bellrain just wants attention. She just wants attention. She's like, love me. You're in my yard. Give me pets. Let's go, girl. He's just going ham. Oh, he got it. Good boy. Get it. Get it. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Ugh, that's gnarly. There's spiders all up in there. I am not a spider person, and they're all over this door. Like big time. Everywhere. Ugh, I don't even want to go in there. Oh man, I hate spiders. Anyways, so we're just gonna look from out here. It looks like extra 10, extra 10, extra 10, extra 10. Oh, I see a Pro X skid. It's hiding way back in there. But it's got links, it's got springs, idler wheels. Oh, I'm not even showing you guys, I'm just looking. You can see it's got the links and the wheels and springs and all that. I need to throw a bug bomb in here. Kill some of these spiders. God. Nope. Nope. Not freaking doing it, man. That's a no-go for Garrett. Hell no. Hell no. Ugh. Let's see. It's just parts. Eventually I got to get around rebuilding this assault for my buddy. Oh, yeah, good boy. I always forget I have this Pro X here. I got this thing for free. Look at that. It's got a wiring harness. Oh, and a freaking master cylinder. I can't tell if it works or not. Nope, it's stuck. But I might be able to get that one to free up. But look at that. Boom. There's our wiring harness. There's our freaking fuel pump. What used to be a clear tank. I don't know. I might be able to use that. Nothing in the chain case. What are you doing? All right, I'll give you pets. Good girl. So that's cool. Okay, wiring harness figured out. Just got to pull it from this thing. I want to put the tank on, but it's pretty freaking ugly, man. Man, it's brutal. If anybody knows how the hell to get these white again, let me know. Because I have no idea. Is there anything else I can use from this? Oh, motor mounts. Oh, nope. That's a good motor mount. Okay, so there's probably a couple motor mounts in there I could use. Or not, pretty much parts. How did this get uncovered? If you guys haven't been staying tuned, this is my 500 Liberty swapped 98 XCR. Another 6-wheeler I got. This is an old 800 with the SLP single I was talking about. If anybody needs rack carbs, like I got these things fucking laying everywhere. Oh, another roller secondary clutch. I always forget what I got out here. All my main rides are tarped and fenced off to keep the dogs away from them. So I also got the XCR 440, Pro XR 800, the XC 700 is over there. Actually, I'm not sure which one is which here. Okay, yeah, that's the 440. It says it on the seat. Okay, back to the garage. Wiring harness. Yay. I also need a hood. I'm looking for either a black hood. If I get a black hood, I'm just going to murder this thing out. Or I would like a original red hood. Currently, all I have is a blue one. And I don't remember what condition it's in. I haven't looked at it in years. So, yeah. I'm kind of at the part where I just need some parts, man. I need parts. Need a rear bumper. I had a brand new rear bumper. I had so many things for this before I sold it that I didn't get back. Gonna need coolant hose. Looks like I might need a few coolant hoses. I could probably figure these out, but I need a crossover. If anybody has like Pro X parts out there, like you want to hook me up with a good deal so I can get this thing together, let me know. I could really use the actual Pro X exhaust. I mean, I don't really want a stock one, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. We all know I am a twin pipe lover, so if anybody has said twin pipes or a big block in a Pro X, please let me know. Also need shocks, or at least a single shock for a 04 Pro XR 440, because I do have one shock for an 04 440. Those will go right on this, but the only reason I say that is because I would want the shock valving and springs and all that to be the same. I guess I could use a seat. I do have a shorty seat. I shouldn't say that. I have a shorty seat. I just need a seat cover. Fuck. This is a big project. And those spiders in the shed. Pretty sure they're going to try to kill me. But anyways, stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and continue moving forward with this. I might upload later if I make some decent progress. If not, it'll probably be tomorrow before you see another video. But I'm going to try to keep you guys updated as much as I can.